going on, everybody? Payneblade back here again from server 1 representing ISC, and guys, today we're going to be doing the brand new tier list all the way up to the brand new childhood banner, which includes K.Kakashi and Obito. And this is exciting because this is actually the first time that I can remember that we've actually caught up on a tier list up to the newest banner, and everybody can thank the Rinne festival because it's given us enough resources to actually do some testing and give you guys some proper setups. Now we're going to be doing what we always do, guys. So we're going to talk about Arena, Ninja World Tournament aka NWT, FG aka Flashback Genealogy, and Laboratory of the Abyss, which is currently going on now, and we're going to talk about everybody up to the point of Obito. So let's actually start off with Arena first like we normally do, and without further ado I want to just get into it right away. So let's talk about the brand new SSS class. Now here's the thing, this is pretty much the same. I'm not going to go ahead and explain everybody because I've done that in my previous video. Plus you guys can check out Binato's Reddit post about the tier list that he has up. Essentially what we have done is we put all the characteristics of every character in there and why they belong in there. But if you want to hear me talk about it, you can listen to the last video about all of these characters because I've already done it. But what we're going to do is I'll talk about the brand new characters and why they belong here. Now first thing I want to talk about is the fact that we all thought K.Kakashi was going to be the better unit. Boy, were we wrong. After doing a ton of testing, guys, we realized that K.Kakashi is a great unit, but he's not a really good unit, okay? And the reason why for that is his damage output was very, very low in PvE. It was actually decent in PvP though, but Obito, oh my goodness, were a lot of us wrong. So I said he was going to be king of PvE, so that part I did get correct. But he hits so damn hard for PvP. So with that being said, guys, we've actually gone ahead and added Obito to the SSS class. If you have him, get him up. At 3-star level, this man does insane damage, and he is going to be pretty much taking out opponents left and right for you with probably one hit, even at 3 stars. I think we've done a couple of crits at 1.2, 1.3 million at 3 stars with normal setups without having too many buffs just to test them. And I mean, normal damage I've seen 800k. So Obito brings so much to the table in terms of damage. Yes, he is single target. Yes, he is an incredible hitter. But what he does for you on the arena battlefield is crazy. So Obito highly deserves it, and there's your SSS class, guys. Nothing has changed except the addition of 1 extra unit, so which is a fantastic thing because a lot of us were worried about him. Don't be worried, guys. He is a monster and he will do a lot of work for you, okay? Alright guys, let's move on to the SS now. Now for new players especially, the SS is just as critical as a SSS. The SSS will take you the furthest, but SS will do a lot of work for you guys. So if you're a new player and you have these units, don't worry about it. You're still in a really good place. So let's talk about these units. SR Heavy still belongs there. He's a brand new free unit for a lot of new characters, but for the old characters, we've had him for 4 or 5 months, so you guys know how he works. Gaara still one of the better guard rate tanks out there. Kieran still one of the best buffers, nukers, and T units out there. Deidara is still the best crit damage buffer out there. Mama Sakura, you guys know she's the full kit. Hidan, amazing nuke for a tank, as well as providing A units a lot of buffs. Kamui still probably the best buffs in game in general if you can kill somebody after he does Kamui. Naruto Kage SR, we've talked about in the last video, probably one of the best SR units to ever come out. Boruto hits like a Mack truck, you know, is a monster in PvP and PvE and does a lot of good buffs. Naruto Rinne, the best free-to-play unit out there. You cannot get better than him, guys, so you'll be focusing on him. Now the new additions to the SS class are these 3 here. Now 2 of these guys are being slept on a little bit, and I want to talk about them, okay? So first off was Danzo. If you've seen my Danzo showcase and you've seen my Danzo versus Gaara, you know Danzo is a monster. And if you guys hated on him just because you guys don't like the character, you kind of missed out on a really good unit, especially for all the content out there except for maybe FG. This unit does insane work. So he puts in work for damages, he puts in work for debuffs, and he tanks like a mofo, and he hits so freaking hard, guys. So Danzo definitely deserves this up here in PvP. If you have him, use him. He will do a lot of justice in terms of keeping you alive and also debuffing the units as well as hitting them really hard. The next one up is actually Gaara. So he even though he wasn't as good as Danzo, he does bring a lot to the table for you. He does a lot of good buffs, he does good damage, he brings in some defensive survivability buffs as well too. Plus his LB2 allows you to do 2 things. If you're faster than your opponent, you'll do more power in terms of damage increase rate. If you're slower than your opponent, he actually increases your damage reduction rate before the turn, so that way you can actually take less damage. So Gaara brings a lot to the table in terms of a buffer, and he's actually a pretty good nuke as a T unit. And then lastly, K.Kakashi. Now when we saw his kit, we all thought he'd be better than Obito. His kit is very unique and is still really good, but unfortunately his damage output is a little too low. So with that case, he's not in the triple S class, he is in the double S class, but still a very, very good unit. Check out my showcase, you can see the damage he does in arena. He actually does excel quite a bit there, and he will do a lot of damage for you there. But in PvE content, unfortunately, he does lack, but PvP he does do really, really well, guys. So if you have him, get him up. He'll be great on your arena team, especially if you have a lot of T units that you want to buff, or even without that, he just does enough damage and debuffing and buffing for you to keep him in your roster. The key thing for him though is you have to be faster than your opponent in order to take advantage of his trait. So that kind of puts him a little lower in the totem pole for the double S. And keep in mind, guys, this is not in any order. This is just where they belong, right? There's no hierarchy here in terms of where they are in the double S class or triple S class. They just belong there. All right. So let's move on to the S class. Alright guys, so here we are at the S class. Now this class here used to be probably a little higher for most of these units, but we dropped them down because they're losing a little bit of their viability, because obviously the power creep is a big deal. So let's look at these guys. I'm not going to talk too much about them. So the new Sasuke is obviously a power creep unit. He actually is a good unit for PvP. He does hit really hard, but he just kind of lacks a little bit of utility, so that's where he goes. Sarada gives you a status effective confusion, but now you have the Rinne, so she drops quite a bit there. Kakasu still hits really hard for an AoE unit. Pain hits super hard for a T unit, and also brings a lot of buffs for the group, such as defensive buffs, plus he gives you attack buffs at the same time. CM2 I think deserves to be SS personally, so I'm going to actually go ahead and toss him up here for now. So I know he's an S right now, but I'm going to say the reason why he belongs in SS, he's actually one of the best stunners in the game. He has the best stun percentage because of his ability to do status effect built into him, and also his S2 hits super freaking hard at 50% HP plus he gives you attack up if you're faster than your opponent. Nowadays speed isn't that much of an issue because of the Rinne Festival, so I think he deserves SS. I will talk to Binato and have that changed, but I think he goes up there. Toby, brand new power creep unit, does great stun, but only unfortunately affects D units. Naruto, SMN, Stage 1 Naruto does amazing nuking on D units, but unfortunately he kind of lacks in terms of damage everywhere else. Asuma, good tank, but a little selfish on the guard rate. Suigetsu, a good mini Gaara. If you don't have Gaara, you can use him, but he's an old unit and hits like a little wet noodle. Kovimaru, probably the best debuffer in the game in terms of crit. It makes crit teams nullified. Yamato gives great protection for your team with crit suppression and guard rate. And then Naruto Kage, very selfish but very hard to kill, and heals himself with his Jitsu. Itachi, still one of the better T nukes out there for an A unit. Unfortunately, you have to kill the opponent to get a lot of his buffs, so he doesn't really belong anywhere else. Jiraiya is still the best tribe gauge unit in the game, and Orochimaru, great tank, good debuffs, and has the only silence in the game. So there is your your S units, guys. So let's go through A+. We're not going to actually talk too much about them here. I'm just going to toss them where they belong. So Naruto, you are. We're going to look at Rock Lee here. Where are you, Rock Lee? There you go. Who else do we have here? We have Hinata. So let's look at Hinata. There she is. And then we have B. I wish B was better. They better make a new version of him. Honestly, he deserves a lot more credit than he gets in the show, especially. But yeah, I really like. He's one of my favorite units in the show. Characters in the show, but in this game they just didn't do him any justice. Kabuto, his brother A, you can see he's an SR unit, same rank. The old school Sarada. And again, guys, if you want to listen to what these units are about, look at my old tier list, the one previously to this one, and I talk about every single one of them that I put up. It just took 40 minutes to do though, so I'm trying to make this a little faster for you guys. And of course, you can go to the Reddit link that's going to be posted in the description. Big ups to Binato for updating that and giving you guys what every unit does. And also, guys, the old spreadsheet that you guys all wanted updated, I just want to give a big shout out to some of my members who took onus on that. They actually wanted to update it themselves, so that will be back in completion shortly. Thank you to Slim and freaking Mason to getting that organized, and also Classy for giving it a little bit of a rehaul. People are looking to use that again. It will be available shortly for the public, and we'll be sitting in my membership Discord as well too, obviously as the owners of that spreadsheet. But again, I just want to give them a big shout out and thank you for doing that. All right, guys, so we're almost here. There you go. This rounds up your A+ list, guys. So these guys here, honestly, are decent units. They're unfortunately not going to get you too far in PvP nowadays, but they are good fillers if you're missing any of the double S and triple S, all right? So A+ units are still very viable. Now, when we get to the A units, this is kind of where you start falling off, guys. All right, so A units are going to be Tsunade if you need a chakra batter. If you don't have Sai, she's not bad, and she's a healer. Papa Sasuke's, everybody knows his reputation. I'm not going to get into him. Conan, pretty bad, but she does have an AoE and damage reduction reaction rate down at a high rate. Mitsuki, I mean, still one of the quicker and better R units. Jugo, a decent tank, can actually survive quite a bit because of his healing. Karin, I mean, a decent off healer, not the greatest unit out there. Kisame does chakra down and is a tank. Healer with Mama Sakura here, and AoE plus offers some buffs. Old school Sakura Harano does some healing. Shikamaru, I think, deserves a little more credit. I think he should probably be honestly an A+ unit at this point. So I'm gonna toss him up here, guys. It's A, but I'm gonna talk to Binato of putting him in A+. I think he deserves that now. He's brought a lot more utility and use. A in Rinne for Kiba. I also think he should be A+, and Zabuza also A. So there you go. That kind of sets that up here. I'll talk about Shikamaru with Binato about switching that up in Arena. I think he deserves better. Alright guys, so B units. Let's just get these done quickly. Choji, Tamari, Tenten, Sasori, and Konohamaru. And then lastly, the last three left are going to be Ino and Shino. And unfortunately, third Hokage, still the worst character in the game. Alright guys, so there you have it. That is your complete list right there. I'm going to go ahead and save that. You guys can take a quick look, a snapshot if you need. Remember, this is on Reddit, so you don't need to actually do this part. I'm just going to go ahead and save. So we're going to call this one tier list. We're going to call it December Abyss. Actually, we're going to call this one the December Arena one. And we're going to put Obito at the end of it, so you guys can look for it there. And then description, TL up to childhood banner. Arena version. There we go. Save that. Alright, there's the first one done, guys. And we're going to go ahead and move on to NWT now. Alright guys, the next thing we're going to be covering is NWT, and for those that don't know what that stands for, that is Ninja World Tournament, and it is an event that you open up in the game after a certain level, and it essentially pits 5 teams against opponents' 5 teams every day, and it's a random battle, and then the opponent comes out with points, and then at the end of the week on every Sunday reset, you end up getting either a demotion or a promotion to a different league, S League being the highest. Now I just want to go over the Triple S. That has not changed at all, guys. That pretty much stays exactly the same, so we will remain with that. Obito as the brand new character sits in there as well too, and it's no different than an Arena for him. He dominates in that as well too. All right, now the Double S has had a few changes. Now with this event, you ideally want characters who can stun and don't die as often, because you lose points when a character dies. So with Double S, we end up having Kiba, who has instant jutsu. That's the only reason why he's there, guys. He's a glass cannon, he can die, but because he and Kakashi, the only two that have that as a vitality 1, that puts him really useful in NWT, especially if you're faster than your opponent, because you can sometimes one-shot a character right away using his special. SR Heavy sits up there obviously because of his stun and his status effects and the guard rate. Gaara because he's a tank, he doesn't die very often. Naruto Kage just hits hard, brand new power creep, same with Boruto. They both have amazing buffs as well too for NWT. Naruto Rinne, same scenario, his AoE is really good, and the fact that he does debuffs and he hits really hard as well too, that makes him sit there. And Danzo being the brand new character as well too from the previous banner is incredible in NWT, just does so much damage and does so many good debuffs and buffs to your team that it makes victory almost easy to get in NWT as long as you're faster than your opponent. And CM2 as well, due to his stun and his chakra increase and the fact that it gives you attack up. So that is your Double S tier, guys. So we're actually going to go through S together. I left it alone for now, so let's actually jump in there. So Sasuke will be up there in the S category just because he's a power creep character and he hits really hard, and he's actually pretty quick too. A being the quickest character with a stun and a D unit, and he buffs A units. Naruto, you are still a really good nuke, so let's find him. Actually, where did I put Naruto? There you are. Let's scroll up here, toss him up there. Naruto Kage, let's toss him up there. Where are you? There you go. Guy, where is Guy? There he is. Okay, and again, as you notice, a lot of this is to do with characters that have either stuns or high HP or a lot of defense, and that's what NWT is. You do need a nuke, a buffer, a stunner, aka stunner or a buffer, and then you need a nuker and a tank. So those are the 3 you want to have. So it's nuke, stunner, and usually a buffer, and then a tank as well in there. So that'll actually complete an NWT team of 3. So it is the round 3 for the new players. If you don't know what that is, it's not a 9-on-9 team, so it's not a full cell. So it is very important to make sure your characters are set up correctly. So Kamui in there, and then Daru. Let's put, where are you? Sorry guys, I'm trying to go through this as quick as I can for you so we can jump on to the next one. Where is that? There he is. There he is. So as you can see, like I mentioned, a lot of tanks are sitting in here. They do bring a lot to the table. Orochimaru is another one. Mama Sakura, great support and stunner. That's what I was referring to for support. Here's Boruto as a nuke. We have CM2. CM2 I put up in SS, so we're going to keep him up there. I'm going to have Binato change that as well too. Yamato, where is Yamato? There you are. Great tank, easy to get. Suigetsu, we talked about him. Just hits, you know, not that hard, but he is a great tank to keep you alive. Asuma, same scenario. There we go. So NW2, it shines a little differently than Arena does. Hidan, SMN, Pain. Where's Pain? There he is. As you can see here, though, the S rank has quite a bit of characters in comparison to Arena. Where's Datara? Sorry guys, looking for OG Datara. There he is. Perfect. Neji. Neji does shine in a lot of content. A lot of people ask about him, and he is a good support unit with good utility and decent damage overall. But he does shine in places like this. Kakuzu, Kovidmaru, Jiraiya, and we'll talk about the newest addition to the S class in a second once I find Jiraiya. There you are. And then the two additions actually, sorry, are going to be Gaara and Kakashi. So here's the thing. Gaara could actually end up being SS in my opinion, but we'll discuss that later, because his LB2 essentially gives you the option of, if you attack first, your damage increase rate goes up. If you attack last, your damage rate reduction goes up. So making your team a lot tankier in NW2, that's really important. Plus he has a pretty good nuke. He has guard rate up with his skill too, and he does attack up for everybody, right? So actually a really good unit for NWT. The only issue with him is because there are a lot of A units in NWT, he can sometimes get one shot, but that LB2 is so important that it can keep you alive. K.Kakashi, I believe, is S, yes. He might actually be SS also, actually, to be honest, just because of the buff that he provides T units. So if you put him with a couple T units, plus the fact that he does decreases damage rate reduction plus damage increase rate for A and D units, is really cool for his Jitsu. So he can actually keep you alive, because like I mentioned, in NWT you do have two different things. You have yourself usually a tank and a unit to nuke, and he can actually reduce the Jitsu for both. So you know what, for me personally, I'm going to toss him up here, and as well as Gaara. I'm going to tell Binato to update that. I've tested them both there, and they do fantastic in that area. So we're gonna do that up there, guys. And so these two will actually sit in SS, and these guys will remain in SS. Sorry, in just an S. All right, so let's go to A+. So this is going to be Chio, Hinata, Karin. Now Karin is good only because of her, I've mentioned this in the previous video, it's because she has a conditional Jitsu buff that actually increases your guard rate if you have 6 or less characters on the screen, and because you only have 3, you instantly get that as soon as she does her Jitsu. Itachi, Berserk Naruto. So you can see a lot of these nukes are here. Kankuro could actually be raised up a little bit for all content, to be honest. He's actually a pretty decent character. Haku, yeah, a little bit of a glass cannon. Sarada, you are. Rock Lee. Kabuto. Who else do we have here? Naruto SR. And Sarada SR. There we go. That completes your A+, guys. Now the remaining people here are going to be Papa Sasuke, Blossom, Tsunade, Kisame, Choji is actually going to move up, and Tamari is actually going to move up. There you go. That is your A rank, guys. Now for B ranks, essentially it's going to be Mitsuki, Mama Sakura D unit, Sakura Harano for her heals, Tenten stays there. Shikamaru actually ends up being in that category. Where's Shika? I think he should be an A personally. I'm going to toss him the A, guys, so that'll be a different change as well for me personally. I think he deserves to be up there for that. And then we have Zabuza, which I believe is, is he there already? No, there he is. Let's see, put him there. Conan, I believe she is right here. Sasori and Konohamaru. Perfect, that stays, and then the rest remain the same. The only difference here is this swap. So Ino being the worst one there. So there you go, guys. That is essentially your tier list for NWT, Ninja World Tournament, and that completes that one. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and let you guys take a snapshot of this, or you guys can go to Tier Maker, look for my my tier list. This is what it's going to be called up here, as you guys can see. The December Obito version, and then we're just going to call this one NWT version. Alright, so let's save that. And again, we'll make the changes on the official tier list on Reddit, guys, as well too, once I send this to Binato, and we will continue on. Alright, so let's create this template. And then go to presentation mode. Okay. Let's get into the next one. So now we're going to be covering the Abyss tier list. Now guys, Abyss is currently what is happening in tribes right now. So it actually ends up being the exact same here. The only difference here is going to be the fact that we are going to toss in one more character, and that is Sasuke Kirin. So Kirin, I believe, was sitting in NWT right in there. He goes up here, so let's make sure we got Deidara, Kakashi, Hebi, Kirin, SMJ, Sai, Obito. Oh, who drops here actually? Sasori. Sasori drops to SS. Alright, there we go. And that's the replacement there. Alright, so double S, we're going to get Sasori as I just put right there. Let's put him in the middle. SR Hebi, Gaara. Actually, one person that does move up here quite a bit is actually going to be regular Jiraiya. So he's up there. And then we have Deidara, who also moves up. He's huge for this because of his crit damage, or sorry, his crit buff. There we go. Pain actually moves up as well due to his buffs and his nuking. Kamui moves up. So we'll adjust this as we go along here. CM2, yep, CM2 definitely deserves to be there. He's already there. Mama Sakura definitely deserves to be up here. She's clutching this. Naruto SR, Naruto and Boruto, yep, they deserve to be there. Rinne is there, Danzo's there, and Gaara's there. The only person missing from this now is going to be Kakashi, which I believe he falls down to here because we tested him. You guys can see the video. His damage is very lackluster in Abyss for some reason. So that completes your SS right there, guys. So really good list. The only two additions now are going to be Danzo and Gaara, and they do bring a lot to the table for you guys. So definitely add them into your team if you have them. Of course, we talked about these two before, and Naruto, Rinne, we've also talked about in the previous video. So that there right there is the list. All right. So now we're going to talk about the S tier. Now we're going to take Shikamaru and toss him up here. Okay, so we're going to take also Tobi's already in there. So let's start off with Sasuke. Sasuke definitely belongs there. Shikamaru definitely belongs here. Tobi belongs here. Kakuzu, where are you? Are you here? Yeah, you are. There you go. Perfect. Toss him in. Hidan, obviously, yes, that belongs here. Now, keep in mind, guys, the Akatsuki tribe are almost vital for a lot of new players or a lot of players who are moving on up. So definitely use those tribes because they will help you get past the Abyss for sure. All right, so Blossom. Actually, Blossom is incredible in Abyss. One of my main healers for sure whenever I'm stuck in a sticky situation. Plus, she also gives you the ability to do a tribe gauge up. One of the only three characters that do that. Orochimaru, Sarada UR, yeah, for the confuse help and the fact that she does great buffs. And then Naruto Kage, yep, for the fact that he just survives non-stop and take damage. And Kid Kakashi, definitely we talked about being here. And that actually rounds up the rest of your list. So we're going to toss these guys all down, guys, here, just to make room. And we'll talk about the A's. A pluses, sorry. A plus, Dari, for sure. If you guys don't have him, he can be purchased from the Tower of Eternity shop. Great character, guys. Definitely buffs all tanks to do more damage and gives them incredible buffs to stay alive as well, too. Kovimaru up here with Chio. Chio definitely deserves it. Boruto SR, we have him already here, I think. Yeah, there he is. Sarada SR, yeah, already there. Perfect. Naruto Berserk, yeah, there he is. Naruto UR, I think we saw him. Yep, there he is right there. A deserves to stay here as well too. Did I move A or is he still in this list? Let's see, where are you? There he is. He's an S. He should actually be A+. Agreed with that. There we go. Are we talking about S right now? Oh, this is A+ for sure. Okay. And then Suigetsu, we got him in there already. Perfect. Haku I believe is in here. Yep. And B's in here. Correct. Haku and B. Sorry, I'm going to put these in order, guys, just so we have a little bit of order on what we're doing. And then lastly, it's going to be Neji. There's our boy Neji. Okay, the rest of these guys are going to move down. We're going to move these guys all down another spot. Oh, I guess Suigetsu actually stays up here. Kankuro and Jugo. There you go, guys. So that is your A+ for Abyss. Okay, so the event's currently going on, so make sure you guys are looking at this list. This will really help you. In the A units, we're talking about Papa Sasuke, talking about Kabuto, Tsunade, Yamato. So these are all great units to be using as a backup team, guys, especially. Okay, so if you need a backup team, these are the kind of units you want to use. He shouldn't be an S, he should be right over here. There we go. Asuma, yep. Kiba, where do we have Kiba kicking around? He's not SS. He is going to stay right here. Glass Cannon, they get killed way too quickly. Kankuro, we have him in there. Hinata, I believe she's in here. Is she not? Nope, she's up in A+. We're going to toss her back in A. Rock Lee. Yep, Rock Lee's here. Jugo's right there. And then Naruto SR. So Naruto SR is going to be right there. We're going to talk Kisame. There we go. I think this is your list right there for A, guys. Okay, so that's your A list. So these guys are going to be like your secondary team, a cleanup team essentially. And then anyone from B and below is going to be your fodder team, the team you want to use to not essentially clean up, but to also help you build your tribe gauge, right? So we have Tamari, Tenten, Zabuza. Let's put him right there. We'll have Sakura just for healing purposes. Konohamaru is going to drop. Mitsuki's going to drop. Who else is gonna? Karin's gonna drop. Conan's gonna drop, and then Choji's gonna drop. All right. Oh no, Choji actually stays up because of the tribe gauge. There we go. And that right there, guys, is your B class for the Abyss. Now, in terms of C class, we have Mitsuki, Kisame, and Shino. So the rest here, Kisame, Mitsuki, and Shino. The rest of these guys are gonna sit pretty much down here. And that pretty much is your D rank. So that's gonna be like pretty much the last. You know what? I'm gonna put Sasori in C, only because he has the defense down when he dies. So we'll make that change as well too. I think that's well deserved, and that he also has the Akatsuki tribe, which is really important. So there you go, guys. That is your Abyss team. So Abyss is currently going on. Take a look at this. It'll actually help you organize your thoughts and how to set up your team. If you have the triple S, you're pretty much good as long as you have the power to beat most of the levels. The SS as well too. S you can actually use as a mixed bag with the first 2 tiers up here, and then A+ and S you can use to maybe clear half of it and then use a backup team to finish it off. And then anything with A, B, C, and D is going to either be a secondary team to do a cleanup, or it's going to be a fodder team to do any type of chakra building or tribe building. Okay, so tribe gauge building. So that's pretty much it there, guys. So let's save that. Let's call this one the Abyss tier list. All right, so that's going to save that right there. And again, guys, this is all again on Reddit, so don't worry about looking at it here, but you can take a snapshot of what I've posted and use that as something as your guide, or you can go ahead and go into the Reddit and use that version that Binato does. All right, and then now we're on to FG, guys. So this is going to be the last portion of it. So actually, not edit. We want to go to submit. We want to go to presentation mode. All right, so last one. Okay, so this is going to be FG. FG now has a little bit of a swap. We're going to do the swap right now for you guys, so you guys can see who's there. And so this is essentially, so SSS, triple S ranks has a little bit different. So it's going to be Sublime, the 2 OGs here, Kakashi and Hebi. It's going to have Sai, it's going to have Itachi, Obito, and CM2 for his stun. And then if we go to the double S, we have a change here now. So we're going to have the new Sasuke hit up there because he does a lot more damage. We're going to have Haku move up. Where's Haku? Let's see. Where's my boy Haku? I think you were in S, were you not? In the last category? There he is. Haku for sure. Okay, and then we have the old school Boruto, who also is sitting up here. We have Kamui, who I believe is an S class. Or no, he's in... Wait, where's Kamui? Is he already in here? He is. There he is. Okay, perfect. And then Datara, I think he's already here as well. Yep, there he is. And then Kirin will sit there, as I think I already put him in here. And then Pain as well too, just to for the nuking purposes that he has. And I think he's already... Where is Pain? I think he's already in here. Pretty sure. There he is. It's hard to see sometimes, these little icons. Naruto, Boruto, that's a given. These guys are fantastic at FG. Naruto Rinne is fantastic at FG. Dominates here with his AoE and damage. And then actually, believe it or not, Gaara's up here as well as a brand new character. So there's Gaara. That he is going to do a lot of work for you guys in FG. And then lastly, believe it or not, a rare is going to sit up here, and I think you guys have already seen this in the last video, and I'll show you that in a second, which rare that is. Let's toss these guys down a few notches. The rare we're talking about here is going to be Kiba. Because of his instant jutsu and the damage that he does, he sits in double S. Alright guys, there's your double S class. Now let's talk about the S rank. Alright, so S rank, you're going to have it a little different here. It's going to be Jiraiya first. Now again, no hierarchy here guys. Shikamaru definitely sits there. You are Naruto for damage purposes. Where are you? There you go. Who else do we have here? We have Neji, so let's move Neji up a slot. Again, talked about the great damage and support that he does. Kakuzu will be there as well too. Sasori will actually end up being here just only because of power nuke purposes. He does a lot of damage as a power nuke, especially if you have nothing else to use. B will actually move up. He's a pretty good nuker for this. Naruto Rage will also move up because he's a pretty good nuker for this. SMN definitely sits there. Tobi definitely sits there as a brand new power creep character. Itachi gets moved up here as well too as a nuke. Tsunade does as a chakra battery. Not a replacement for Sai by any means, but still something to have. Tamari does with her buffs for all A units. 1010, believe it or not, is another rare that's really good here. So she is used for her attack up and her guard suppression. And then also here, Kabuto will actually do pretty well. So where is Kabuto in this list? There he is. Kabuto there. And then Danzo actually gets added here as the other D unit. He's brand new. And then Kid Kakashi is also another character that gets added there. So Naruto, Sarada, Blossom, Orochimaru get moved down. All right. And actually, I believe Hidan also moves down here, if I remember correctly. Yeah, Hidan does as well. So Hidan is gone as well too, guys. There you go. All right, so now let's talk about the A+ rank. So this is going to be your S rank here, okay guys? So this is pretty much the team you can use. So if you have these guys right here, SS and Triple S, and your power's enough, you've pretty much beaten FG. If you don't have, if you have some S's, you can actually add them and still do really well and most likely finish. But if you start getting to the A categories, you're only going to get a certain percentage for the most part, okay? So first one is Mama Sakura. Great for the buffs actually that she provides, so she's not a bad one. The regular Sarada and then the UR Sarada both sit here. And then Chio as well. She's actually a really good T nuke for this, surprisingly enough. Hidan as a D nuke is not bad, just not the power creep numbers. Same with Naruto, not a bad. He does more percentage to A units. Kankuro actually does pretty well here, so we're going to toss him back up here. We have Zabuza, who actually does really well as an A unit here. And then we have Hinata and Naruto SR. So where are those two? Hinata and Naruto SR. And the rest of these guys end up moving down. Alright, so these guys are mostly tanks that you're noticing. So the complete opposite with Abyss, where Abyss, the tanks did really well. In this case, it's the nukers that do mostly well. So there you go, a couple nuke tanks in there with the old school percentages, okay? And then the A units, guys, we're going to be talking about is SMJ, Gaara. Obviously, Gaara actually sits up here, sorry. Down here, I mean, sorry. Kovenmaru, just for his debuff purposes. That's really all he's there for. Papa Sasuke, A. I think we have those guys in here already. Yep, there we are. Sasuke SR, yep, he's right there. And we have Orochimaru. Orochimaru, where are you? There you go, he's up here just for a silence. And then Daru, who also is a decent buffer in this. Everybody else gets a nice little drop in category because they're pretty much useless. See, here's the thing. I think Rock Lee deserves to stay A here. For some reason, I don't even think we have him on the list. Let me see. Did I miss him myself? I might have missed him. Sorry, guys. Give me a sec here. Let me look where he is. Yeah, Rock Lee is missing from this list. Oh, there he is. No, he's not missing. My mistake. I just missed him. So he's an S rank. I was wondering. I was like, where the heck is Rock Lee? There he is. Okay, there's my boy right there. Okay, so let's move to A rank, guys. So we have, we covered A rank. Let's go to B rank. So only two in B rank actually are going to be Choji and Blossom, believe it or not. And the only reason why they're there is because they actually provide the tribe gauge, and that's actually important for FG sometimes. So these two just solely sit there. C rank, we have pretty much all the tanks. And D rank, we have a lot more characters. So we have Corinne. So let's just actually fill up D rank, and you'll know what the difference is in a second. So, okay, so let's put these characters where they belong. D rank, Conan. It's already there. Konohamaru actually goes D rank. He's already there. Hiruzen's already there. Ino and Shino. And I think C rank we pretty much have. Oh, I think I missed Shino. Where's Shino? Shino's up here. He should go down. And there you go. That's pretty much it. So Sasori, Mitsuki, Yamato, Jugo, Asuma, Guy, and Suigetsu. Alright guys, that is your FG tier. Now when FG does come up after this banner, this is what you're going to look for, okay guys? So this is your Flashback genealogy. That's what FG stands for. This is the tier list there guys, and if you guys need reference to it, again, check the Reddit or go back to here and take a snapshot. I've left it up here for long enough. I'm going to go ahead and save it, and that guys completes the brand new tier list for Obito and Gaara, Danzo, and Child Kakashi. So I hope this helped you guys out. If you guys have any questions, you know how to get a hold of me. Shoot me a comment in the comment section. Show some love to Binato for doing this for you guys on Reddit. He puts a lot of work into this and he deserves the recognition for it. And if you guys have any questions, contact him on the main Discord, or contact me through the comment section, or contact me through my membership plan. You guys know how to already hold of that. We've talked about it many times. I want to just say a big up to the members again. A lot of you have now been finishing Abyss 30, which you've never done. I'm so happy we can help you guys, and I hope we continue doing this fantastic work together. We're only growing every day with more members joining. So again guys, this is Payne. Have a wonderful day, and I have a special surprise for you later today with a community post. Keep a lookout for that, and again, be safe out there. Have a great day, and enjoy this tier list. It's been worked on, and I hope you guys, if you guys do have Obito, put a lot of work into him. All right, he's gonna do wonders for you. All right guys, take care.